Before I started making this type of content last year, making videos, I had no idea that boyfriends and husbands were destroying their spouses, their significant others, plants. I didn't know that this was a thing. But then after reading Why Does He Do That by Lundy Bancroft, you learn that these plants and sometimes their pets and sometimes their other hobbies are just a by proxy for the woman that they want to destroy. This was in a the relationship advice subreddit. My husband has been killing my houseplants with bleach. Let's get into this one. I have many houseplants and even some that were quite expensive and were gifts from my sister. Within the last 6 months, at least a third of my plants have died. I have I have had houseplants my whole life due to my late mother's own love of houseplants, and I know a lot about plants. The deaths of the plants didn't seem related to lack of light or inconsistent watering or lack of nutrients or even root rot. They just died very suddenly. I tried to not let it upset me too much because plants die and it was not any of the expensive ones until now. My sister gave me a 5-leaf Monstera elbow rooted plant for my birthday 2 months ago. It was beautiful. This morning I was crying pretty hard about it as I unpotted it and took a look at the roots. I was looking hard at this plant and the roots to see if its death was pest related, and that's when I noticed a smell. I sniffed my potting mix and I smelled bleach. The only other adult person in my home with unlimited and unobserved access to my plants is my husband. I wasn't able to talk to him for several hours, but when I could speak to him, I very calmly but directly asked him if he had done something to my plants. And this is the plant, by the way. I did a quick Google search. All right, so let's get back to the story. He denied it at first. I said I smelled bleach in the potting mix of the elbow my sister had gotten me, and that the only person that could have put it in there was him, and he caved. He said he was putting small amounts of bleach into the fertilizer water jugs I prepare. I started crying. I asked him why. Why would you do this? You know I love these plants. Why would you destroy them? He didn't really answer, nor did he apologize. The trust I had in him is absolutely gone. I think maybe counseling can help us. Why would you want to have counseling with this person? But he is the one that did this, but I'm the one that will have to set up the counseling. The angry part of me just wants to be done with the relationship. I know that might seem overboard as we are married and share a child, but I feel now that I'm not safe around my husband. I'm literally flabbergasted that so many people want to actively hurt somebody that they claim to love and want to be in a relationship. Like, and then the other person, why would you want to stay with somebody like this? I know it is a plant, and I know some people would be like, that's just a plant. But you won't go to jail for destroying a plant like you would for harming a person. So that is the reason why some of these MFers harm plants and pets and crafts and somebody's whatever else that they love. That's the reason why they do it. They are doing it instead of going to jail for harming. Okay, some of the comments. This is just so odd. Like he had no explanation, no reason. He just intentionally went out of his way to hurt you. Seems like he has some serious issues. This person says jealousy. This just screams jealousy, that or punishment. This person says, if he's anything like my dad, he's jealous of the love and attention she gives her plants. My dad got enraged. My mom made sugar water and doted on on the hummingbirds because he didn't get the attention. This woman says, your mom sounds adorable. And then the woman responds with, I have no idea how she tolerated 90% of his controlling crap for 40 years. She is so pure. This person says, my dad didn't want my nieces, his granddaughters, to sleep over because it took attention away from him. Granted, they were 6 and 8 and did need some care, but she was doing the care. Dad was jealous. And then someone responds with, God, going through this right now. My parents look after my kids sometimes in lieu of my hopeless ex, but my dad has lost it and is threatening to leave. He's not getting enough of my mom's attention. These big king babies are like, this is mind blowing. how much attention these adult human males need. Oh, and then this person says, I swear to God, some of them are such toddlers. Exactly, king baby toddlers. This person asked the question, how do you get over someone you love purposely killing something that is not only completely innocent but also brings joy into your life? I don't know how a relationship could survive such a weird and controlling betrayal. Would he unalive their children if she spent too much time doting on them? It's an extreme extrapolation, but that's what I'd be thinking. This person says he probably fantasizes unaliving small animals and dissecting cats too, especially if his significant other gives the animals any attention. Exactly. Now, what's wild is this. I saw this post yesterday. I saw this next post the day before yesterday. This woman on Twitter says, my husband has chopped our decade-old clematis montana, which was budding, back to a short stick of dead old wood. Gardening Twitter, is it effed? The plant, I mean, not my marriage, because obviously I will be divorcing him. So here is her dead stick of a plant. She says, it has taken almost 24 hours, but he just said, I appreciate that perhaps I was a little gung-ho in how I approached the pruning. Now, I'm sharing these stories because I want women to see how common it is, because I didn't know that this was a thing. But once I post these videos, then it comes out, oh my God, that happened to you. Oh my God, this happened to me. My dad did this. My significant other did this. And it's like, why do they do such things? And we need to talk about it so that women know that this is not normal behavior. It was not an accident. It was intentional and malicious. So the woman says, I told him I'd put it on Twitter, and he said, am I being publicly shamed? Do I need to call at John Robinson? And she says, the funniest thing about this whole thing is that he did this while I was at therapy, being told to imagine a safe space. So I was literally imagining my garden, and specifically the clematis in bloom, while he was doing this. And Christine says, why do you let your husband near anything that flowers? And she responds with, well, you see, he made the garden for me when I was unwell, so he's usually pretty good. Rethinking leaving him alone in there now, though. This person says, my mother still dates everything as pre or post the year your father destroyed my magnolia bush, and I estimate this happened 40 years ago. And then the woman says, I get that. I mentioned it 3 times before breakfast. I don't think I'll ever forget. And Anna responds with, it might recover and grow vigorously over the summer, but this is exactly the wrong time of year to prune a clematis montana. And she says, yep, that's what I said. And somebody was like, why are they like this? Yes, why are they destroying things that women love? Why? The wife says, I know, I'm livid. The Jade Farmer says, I have so many thoughts and questions right now. I just said to the hubs, don't do this. He confirmed that it is not in his job description. Absolutely. It is not in your job description as a husband or a spouse of any kind to destroy something that your spouse loves. Okay, so this person says, tell him the rule with the clematis types is if it flowers before June, do not prune. And the wife says, bit late now, what a tit. And I know that this wife is being a little snarky, but I wonder if she is that livid to where she's going to leave. I mean, she is going back and forth in Twitter. Her husband knows that he's probably being dragged on Twitter. But I want the women of my network to know that this is not normal behavior. This is not something to sweep it under the rug. This is mean spirited and it's intentional. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about these 2 stories on 2 different social media platforms, but very similar. You have any stories? Go ahead, let me know, like, comment, and share. So just yesterday, I did this video. Am I the a-hole for breaking up my engagement because my fiance isn't traditional enough? Well, I posted that, and then someone was like, there's already an update. And it's already an update because I got this post 2 weeks late. But this woman is an Asian woman from a traditional family. She got involved with a PeePeeBro, but then come to find out he literally just wanted a bang maid because he needed her to go to work, but still do all of the things that he's considered traditional in the home. Now, here is the background. My video is from yesterday, but let's do the update right now. Okay, here's the update. She says, "Hello, I'm back again after this post." And then she does the whole post. She says, "First of all, I want to thank everyone who kindly replied and messaged me the past week. I'm truly grateful for all the encouragement I received from everyone. It really warmed my heart in the midst of all of this mess. I want to admit that I too ignored quite a number of red flags he displayed in the past years, brushing it off as difference in our culture and upbringing. I thought I was being open minded and accommodating, not knowing that I should have opened a deeper conversation regarding what I want if I were to deepen our relationship. Many people kindly gave me praises in my previous posts, but I feel rather undeserving to receive them because I also did so many stupid things that got me here." Okay, now to the real update. Last night I had dinner with him alongside my father after much thought and input I received from Redditors, friends, and family. So, long story short, he still didn't want to end our relationship. He apologized, saying he misspoke and wanted to fix his mistake. He said it was because he was too comfortable with me, and since I'm not a confrontational person, and I did help quite a lot with his chores, bringing him side dishes, help him clean up his place every now and then, etc. So he thought I'll always be accommodating to what he wants. I also apologize that I never really brought this kind of topic up seriously and not making sure we were on the same page whenever we did discuss this type of topic. He agreed that I should have told him before because that way it would have never got to this point and then keep bringing up my bad communication. Okay. She says, "I know it's my fault too, but it didn't feel good at all hearing that from him. Even if he had admitted his faults and never spoke badly to me before, except for that one time, I still can't shake off my distrust of him. I don't know why, but what happened last week is like an instant feeling repellent." So I returned the ring he gave and told him I'll return more than half of the amount we used to buy our house. He initially refused the money, saying he wants to keep trying to win back my trust and me to keep in contact with him. But this morning he said I can transfer his money because the marriage is not really happening now, and tried to prevent me to sell the house, nor tell our mutual friends that the marriage is off the table. Okay. So reading that was a little jumbled, but it just sounds like at first he was like, "Keep the money. I'm going to try to win her back." But then he's like, "Nope, send me this money back." All right. So we're on the same page. She says, "So I just updated almost all of my group chats that now I'm single and here to tell everyone I'm single because now my ex-fiance got a red flag so big China would be crying with envy. I feel like an a-hole to be honest because it seems like my feelings for him was that shallow all along, but maybe reality hasn't hit me yet, but that's that." I don't think that she's shallow. I think that she just expected more of a partnership and it was just a lack of communication and she didn't know his intention. She didn't know that she needed to ask. I don't know, but I don't think she's an a-hole. You guys can weigh in, but I wanted to bring y'all the update because she had updated it. But what I do want to bring out is she is standing on business. She said that the relationship was over. She gave the ring back and she's doing what she needs to do to make sure that the relationship is indeed over. Some of the comments: "Good for you. All of these men who want traditional wives without being traditional husbands are ridiculous. They want you to do 100% of the domestic labor and childcare while also working while they only want to work outside the house. How lazy and entitled can you be? If anyone is a gold digger, it's him. Good riddance." This person says, "My husband briefly tried that. I made spaghetti and I asked if he was going to sit with me at the table. He declined and said he wanted to sit in the living room and watch TV. So when it was ready, I let him know before dishing up my bowl and sitting at the table. You should have seen him get mad and pout. I asked what was wrong because honestly I was confused. He said that he expected me to make his bowl. I just pointed out that I was his wife, not his maid. And then he chose not to sit with me at the table so he can dish up his own food and sit in front of the TV like he wanted. Then I just ignored him and ate my meal and washed my bowl and stuff afterwards. I told him he was responsible for his own bowl and utensils. After that little episode, he realized he was a jerk, and whenever I cook, if I offer to make him a plate, great. If not, then he would make his own and volunteer to clean up afterwards because, in his words, it's only fair since you picked up the groceries and made the food." This person says, my wife and I are currently reverse traditional. She's a doctor and I'm a doctor's husband. It's not bad. I do all the cooking and cleaning and stuff. She just gets to come home and relax. We want to be able to retire early if possible, so I'm getting back out into the working world to help us pack away money and shock of shocks. My wife is going to pick up half of the slack because you are 100% correct that maintaining a property and cooking dinner, packing lunches, and getting a kid to school and back is a full-time gig. The side perk is that a full-time gig you can do stoned and listen to podcasts. Okay. It's been fun, but working for a while so we can both not work together would be 1,000 times more worth it. So this person told the OP to look out for the PP bros, and she says, yeah, that's my thought too. Thank you for your responses here and on the previous post too. I really appreciate it. Everybody is talking about the PP bros. The PP bros world is getting smaller and smaller because we're warning these women in the other places that all they really want are bang maids and patriarchy on a budget. All right, y'all, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. So I was tagged on this post on TikTok and Twitter. And this man, the cool Christian engineer, is letting everybody know what his ideal woman is and trying to get all of the men to agree. I've seen this post before. I've seen this picture before. The ideal woman for these men has no male best friends, talk to males only if it's work related, doesn't accept flirting, is extremely beautiful. But look at this picture. Look at this picture. But that's extremely beautiful. Wears decent clothing, has high morals, is conservative, feminine, has no best friend or past, not even simped. Okay, have no boyfriend or past, not even simped. So she can't have any kind of boyfriends. She's only into marriage, only has female friends, not a feminist, knows cooking, not woke, religious, hates degenerates. Now, someone like this, how are you even into marriage if you haven't had a relationship? I guess you're just groomed to be in a marriage because you're religious and conservative. Like literally, you were just programmed. You were in a female body. You were programmed from birth by your parents because you're religious to have these morals because you didn't have a chance to form any views because you're just young. I don't know. So I guess this post started getting traction because he posted this. My feelings after I realized I created a meme that will deeply offend woke feminists. Number one, he didn't create that meme. I've seen that meme before. But he is really happy that he's actually getting some attention. He says, this is me right now, me waiting for my upcoming X paycheck because haters made me go viral. Do you get paid on X? I don't know. I don't really post over there. I do go over there to snatch some things. But like Louisa says, it doesn't offend us. It just makes you look like an immature little man. Also, you're married. Why should you be flexing marriage that you ask a woman to be in? You're lucky to have a woman that puts up with you. Exactly. And why are you talking about your ideal woman if you're already married? Why don't you just talk about your woman? This person says, bro just wants an NPC. Basically, they do just want a robot. But he says, better than a nagging woman. And a nagging woman to these people seems to be a woman that has her own thoughts, opinions, and beliefs, or has some expectations that her husband is going to swoop in and participate in life and do some of the chores and do some of the child rearing. That's what seems to be a nagging woman to these types of people. So Jacob says, to me, it looks like you want a partner that will literally obey every single one of your demands. And he says, amen. So they admit that they just want a puppy or something. They just want a robot. They don't really want a human woman because a human woman actually has her own thoughts. I don't get these types and I don't really think that they want them after a while. That's the reason why they trade them in and get a different wife appliance after so many years. At Masculine Base agrees with the cool Christian, saying a good, beautiful, and submissive woman is what gives the most status to a man. So you need to have a good wife, a good and pretty wife appliance, and that is what improves your status. The cool Christian was like, cool, 100% right. What an amazing account you got there, bud. Insta follow. And somebody was like, males and their weird obsession with forcing women into submission. If you want submission, get a dog. I know that we've talked about this, but these dudes come in different races, cultures, class, all that, but they still keep saying the exact same thing. And I just want to keep showing y'all this because the dust is global. Ashiness comes in many different varieties, but they really don't want adult women with brains. They just need a wife appliance to program. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.